Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Two Guys with Four Eyes, the podcast that takes you back in time to discuss the movies of yesteryear. I'm Robert Hollister, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Ben Palmer.
Sup, fam?
The cheese intro.
Alright, guys, come back with us as we switch bodies and dissect Dudley Moore and Kirk Cameron's 1987 smash hit, Freaky Friday.
Wait.
18 again?
Nope.
Vice versa.
Not that one either.
The change up.
Nope.
It's like father, like son.
That's the one. Hit it!
Two guys, four eyes, gonna blow your fucking mind.
Hey, Ben. How you doing this week, buddy?
Getting over getting sick right now, actually.
You mentioned that earlier. You were sick, huh?
I had a miserable weekend.
I guess there's, there's something... There must be something going around,
There must be.
as they say.
They all fucking say it.
I mentioned earlier, I do hate when people say that because obviously you wouldn't be getting sick if nothing was going around. You know?
Something's going around, alright?
Obviously. Well, I'm glad you're on the mend, and I hope I don't catch anything because,
No, you might, because it's going around.
and we're so close.
We're actually uncomfortably close.
We're actually in two different states right now. No one knows that about us. No, we are together in one, like
Very-
a
very-
fallout shelter.
It's very
I guess?
claustrophobic in here.
The walls are closing in. Well, Ben, I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad that we're here today to do this podcast again.
Yeah.
This is episode 6, guys.
6.
We made it.
We did it, man. We did it.
6 episodes in 3 months.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, but you know what? We're excited to be here, and I'm happy to be here. And we had a great movie that we watched today.
Oh,
we're
man,
gonna go over.
It's fantastic.
Such a good movie, but we'll get to that and a little bit. But
Yes,
for
we
now,
will.
we're gonna open up with a little news.
A little bit of it, yeah.
A little bit of news. I got some news. You got some news?
Not much. Not
Damn
as
it.
much as you do.
I got some news. The Punisher started filming
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah.
Now I haven't seen Daredevil yet because
Still.
I know, right? Season 2. I have yet to watch it, but I'm gonna get to it. So I don't know if the TV show The Punisher is going to be a follow-up or a prequel to his role in
Oh.
Daredevil. That has not yet been mentioned that I've seen, at least. But he is sporting one big beard in the photos that were taken on set. So
Yeah.
that's that.
I actually like the idea of the prequel.
It would be nice, because we've seen the origin of Punisher. Did they go over the origin really on the TV show? I didn't watch. Like I said, I didn't
Yeah,
watch it.
you definitely
I
didn't watch.
just said it.
He talks about it. You don't actually see any of it.
Yeah.
He does like an entire. He has a whole monologue where he talks about everything that happened, but no, you don't ever actually see it.
Now, do you think that'd be something worth seeing again
Um.
on screen?
Well, it depends on how badass they make him, and he's pretty badass in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we don't need to see it actually.
You don't? I mean, it's kind of like
Yeah.
with the, now that
Now that I'm
Mhm.
thinking about it, yeah.
well, we've seen it twice already. We've seen it 3 times on film. Dolph Lundgren,
Right.
Tom Jane, and then again with gosh, that other guy, Ray Stevenson.
Yeah.
It was Ray Stevenson.
Warzone. Ray Stevenson.
Yeah, Warzone. Ray Stevenson. Ray Stevenson. He's also in he's in the Thor movies.
He is.
He's one of the Warriors 3. He's a big fat guy. But no, I did like Warzone a lot.
It was a lot of fun.
Because it was what it should have been, just rated R,
Yep.
shoot 'em up with the Punisher. But
He was fucking crazy.
but
That's
I mean,
good.
yeah, now like that Marvel has Punisher back in its scripts, just like they do with Spider-Man. They're not gonna rehash Spider-Man's origin again.
No,
So
this is it. The one we're getting is the final origin
mhm.
for at least 10 years.
Punisher started filming. He's got a big beard. I think it'd be cool to see a little bit of an origin again, just one last time. But
Yeah,
it's
maybe a brush over, like like the first episode, do like a real quick black and white
yeah.
like flashback, and then cut to right after where he ends off in Daredevil.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
So, well, sort of like how the first episode of Daredevil, how it just went real quick through
Exactly.
his
yeah.
origin. It didn't lay it down super thick. It wasn't like half the season of origin. It was
Right.
like half an episode of
Yeah,
origin, and
so
then
you get it. And plus, this is a character everyone's familiar with that's gonna watch it.
I imagine he's probably gonna be suffering from some crazy PTSD. So they could just probably do it even in just dreams, flashbacks.
Yeah.
Maybe he sees a
Dude.
family out, then he has a
Even though he freaks out about PTSD in the show. He
The-
like freaks out because everyone says he has it.
Uh-huh.
That's actually like Foggy's defense for him when he's in court, and he freaks out because he's like, I don't fucking have PTSD.
Ah,
Yeah.
but maybe he does. Maybe he does. Another Marvel character that's been back in Marvel's grips is Ghost Rider. And now this happened last week or the week before, I think, when
Right.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. first premiered, but I forgot to mention it. I did watch it.
Well, you mentioned it, yeah. And
think
he has
I'm-
a sweet car.
I don't think I mentioned. Well, no, but I don't. But I watched like the episode.
Oh, you actually saw
yeah,
it.
I watched the episode. I don't think I mentioned it on here though. I was going to, but I forgot. So that's why I wrote things down this week. That's
Look at that.
paper,
That's
guys.
a pad of paper,
For those who don't know what paper is, it comes from dead trees.
and it sounds like this.
The skin.
He's actually shuffling all the money we get from this podcast
I'm actually just playing.
because we're on iTunes now.
It's just. Oh yeah, yeah, we are on iTunes.
We're
You can
big
check that out.
time.
Yeah, it doesn't cost any money though. What I'm doing is playing an app that's called Paper Shuffling. But no, Ghost Rider's back in the Marvel hands, and I watched the episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Probably not gonna watch another episode.
It's that bad, huh?
It's okay. Having watched only the very first episode from the very first season, and then jumping into the very first episode of the very fourth season,
The very fourth.
the very fourth season, I believe it's the fourth season. It's definitely come a long way.
Sure.
There are storylines that I know I don't understand. Things going on that I don't get. And I'd probably have to go back to like maybe check it out to really fully get it, and I probably don't want to do that, and I don't really want to jump in. And plus, it just didn't seem worth it. Plus,
how was Ghost Rider?
Ghost Rider, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
You're right. He looked cool.
Yeah?
He looked cool. He showed up at like he was kind of touch and go throughout the episode, and then finally at the end he showed up for like sort of like a
Did
fight.
he piss fire?
He did not piss fire. I know, disappointing, right?
Nick Cage is
we all love that
rolling in
scene.
his grave. Ugh.
Is he dead?
His grave
He
digger.
might have been. His grave. He owns Gravedigger, doesn't he?
I mean, he drove it in that movie. Cool.
Yeah, but it's good
Good to
that
know.
Ghost Rider's back at least in the hands of Marvel.
Yeah,
so maybe
they can
could
do whatever they want with him.
They could do something with it. People are speculating now, like, okay, well, we got Punisher, we got Ghost Rider,
Right.
Blade's back. Those guys could do their own thing.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to see. Probably won't,
Probably won't.
but whatever. It's good that's a possibility and not over in wherever it was before because they were just ruining that character
Yep.
over and over again.
Also, speaking of Marvel news and characters,
Yes.
Luke Cage dropped,
Luke Cage did drop,
and everyone binge watched the shit out of it.
and apparently it ruined Netflix.
What?
That's the rumors because Netflix went down for like 2.5 hours on Friday.
Because so many people were trying to watch it? Wow.
It's not confirmed. Maybe it is.
Yeah,
Maybe
what else are they watching?
Maybe it's totally unconfirmed, and I'm just reading half news to
Yeah.
share with you guys.
I want to rewatch Master of None.
I watched that show.
Yeah.
It was good.
It's a good show.
But yeah, no, it went down for like 2.5 hours on Friday, and there was speculation that it was because of the
Well,
release
of course it
Luke
was.
Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine.
Everyone's stoked about it.
Yeah. So what do you think? You're
Well,
do you
I've
think?
seen 3 episodes. I wasn't one of those crazy people that watched the entire thing in a day. But yeah, like I kind of mentioned earlier to you, it's not that it's a hard watch.
Yeah.
It's just really like slow. And man, I don't know. I don't want to talk shit because I've only seen 3 episodes, but I mean, I'm not super amped about it. Like, I finished that 3rd episode and I was not trying to press play for the next episode.
no.
And I just have some problem. Like, he's Luke Cage, man. He's a big fucking badass, and he's whining like a bitch the whole time. Like, I didn't ask for this. What? Why is this on me? Motherfucker, you're invincible.
Yeah.
Just go around and kick ass. Like, what's your problem?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I don't get what his internal struggle is. I'm sure they'll reveal that.
Now, does this go into? This is before Jessica Jones?
I'm not sure on timeline
Okay.
because he's working at a barbershop. He's also no, this is after because he said he used to be a bartender.
Okay.
So
So
this
it's
is
after.
definitely after.
See,
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was gonna be before and kind of explore his origin.
Nah. Well, I see. It might. I have no idea where the show's going.
Got it.
Because there's a plot line going, but it doesn't really have anything to do with anything. It's just a very like, and it feels like a very surface level thing that they're gonna dig into, like after he deals with this situation. It's him realizing that he should be a superhero, pretty
Okay,
much.
got it, but not wanting to like really have the responsibility of being one.
Right? Yeah.
Which isn't that just? I mean,
It's the struggle of every goddamn superhero.
I mean,
It's just taking a really long time.
yeah. I was
Like,
gonna say,
come on, get
well,
with it, dude.
I mean, wasn't that? I mean, that was Jessica Jones.
yeah,
that was her issue,
same
right?
Same exact thing.
Now Daredevil, he didn't have, or Matt Murdock, he didn't really have that issue. He wanted to be out. He was out there at the
Right,
beginning,
yeah.
like fighting
Yeah.
crime. He just, had a shitty suit and was, getting his ass kicked. But he was out there doing it.
Right.
And it's strange that, like, so far the two, like, out of the three characters that have been on, that have their own Netflix shows, the two that have, superhuman powers and invulnerability are like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be doing this shit. And then
Meanwhile, poor blind Matt Murdock
blind
fighting
normal
a million
human.
ninjas an episode.
Right? Yeah, and he's like, he's trying to get out there and do his stuff, but it's,
He probably wishes he was invincible.
right? Or maybe if he was, he'd be like, fuck it.
Yeah, right.
Maybe that's like what comes.
I didn't ask for this.
With great invincibility comes great irresponsibility.
Exactly.
So, well, I gotta check that out. I'm like I said, I still haven't watched second season of Daredevil, but I'm pretty sure I can jump into Luke Cage. I'm pretty sure there's no.
Yeah.
But I guess I should probably just jump into Daredevil.
I would rather watch Daredevil again.
Yeah.
Than I mean, I'm obviously gonna finish it.
Yeah.
Probably within the week. So by next time we're sitting here, I'll
Okay.
probably have watched it all.
Well, I guess maybe I'll check it out then, and we can talk about. So I started watching the Ash vs. Evil Dead, the first season last night because the
Right.
second season had just premiered this past Sunday, and so I figured I'd jump into the first season because
Yeah.
I hadn't watched that yet.
I was surprised you didn't watch it.
Right. For listeners at home or in your car or at your lover's home
Or on your iPhone on iTunes.
or
Thank you.
or wherever you may be. I'm a pretty big Evil Dead fan, big Ash fan. I cosplay
You're
as
a
Ash.
big Ash fan, dude.
Yes, I get it.
That was a pun.
I
just
get
did
it.
There. Just
I get it.
pun. I made a pun.
That was good. So I cosplay as Ash. I've done it many times throughout the years, and I have a good time doing it. So when the TV show came out, I was pretty happy. I was pretty excited about it, but I just never got around for watching it. But I watched it last night. I watched the first 4 episodes. There's like 10 in the first season,
Right.
so I watched the first 4. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, really enjoyable. The special effects are a little spotty.
Well, of course. Yeah.
Because it's not like they get better, I guess, as it goes on, But like the first episode especially, it's a lot of like really bad like CGI and stuff like that, and like when the heads explode, it's clearly fake.
Yeah.
Nothing practical, which is what made the original trilogy
Yeah.
so
all
great.
practical.
All
yeah.
practical, like even if the effects were. Even if it was
Even-
clearly a fake head, it was a real
Yeah,
fake
and it's
head.
filled with guts, and it's gonna blow up.
Yeah, and it's gonna look great.
Yeah.
But it's good, and it picks up after the It picks up like he explains what had happened to him in the past, but it only runs down the first 2 movies,
Okay.
which is actually like
Well, do you really need to go to the third movie?
no,
Like,
it doesn't mention that he goes into like
Yeah,
back in
yeah.
time or anything like that. So it just runs down the 2 movies, explains that and then it just picks up after the second movie.
Sure.
Which I guess I don't know, it's kind of like a merger of the first and second movie, and then they whatever. But anyway, it picks up after that, so no going back in time, no being the chosen one.
Yeah.
But it's good. I really enjoy it. It's got a decent cast of characters. So, but no, it's cool. It's nice to see like the chainsaw back in action,
Yeah,
back in
yeah.
his hand, and the humor's pretty good, real good, So and lots of blood. That's always great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really great. I'm really happy. I'm
Cool.
really happy to finally start watching it after all this time. Speaking of direct sequels to things, last week we talked about how IMAX was going to be releasing a couple movies.
Yeah.
The Alita movie, which we didn't mention, but it was on the list. The Untitled
Predator. Predator.
Predator. Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. It's actually coming in 2018. We're going to have The Predator,
Oh.
which is going to be a direct sequel to 1987's Predator. So last week, by the way, when
Is Arnold gonna be in it?
I mean,
He probably will.
he probably will. I don't see why he wouldn't.
Yeah, he's back on his acting game, man.
Yeah.
He wants to relive the old days.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he might be in it. Who knows? That'd be great.
Yeah.
But it's a direct sequel of the first Predator movie, from '87. Which, like last week, we are saying, how great it would be to have like a, anniversary of it. Which, hey, look,
Yeah.
'87. We were right.
Yep.
We know when movies come out.
That was a good guess.
It was a good guess. It had to be around that time. But it's gonna be directed and written by Shane Black, who we
Okay.
know from Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
But,
Great movie.
Oh yeah, great. But he also did Monster Squad and all
okay.
the Lethal Weapon movies.
All right, I'm gonna see it.
Yeah. So
I'm sold.
yeah,
Lethal Weapon, man.
Yeah, written and directed by him. Also co-written by Fred Decker, who also worked on Monster Squad with Shane Black, and he also did RoboCop 3, which is probably the worst of all the RoboCops.
It was.
But it's cool. Benicio del Toro, he's rumored to be part of the cast, so it should be pretty fun. And it'd be nice to see, like, I like the title, The Predator, which is taking back, like, because Predator was great when it was just the one Predator, and then we had Predator 2 where you had all the different Predators, and then Predators where you had the Predators, but you don't need all that. You just need the one. It makes it scarier when there's just the one.
Just the one. It's like Alien.
Yeah.
Just the one.
Just the one. When you put too many in there, then it's like, it's just like you're in constant threat, and you don't, it's like you should always be on the guard. But when there's just the one, scary shit. So that'd be cool. I like what they've done. I like Monster Squad, even though I haven't seen it since I was a kid. I like Lethal Weapon. So Shane Black. I don't like Iron Man 3. We talked about that
Iron Man
last
3,
week.
RoboCop 3. They can both suck a dick.
Yeah,
Hey, Shane Black. Fuck you with your 3 movies.
Yeah, right.
What are those even? Third? It's still the.
But like not the third.
It's just the third.
It's the third movie. Yeah. What do you mean?
Like sequel, and then there's
Queequel.
Colloquial.
Trequel.
Yeah, is there a word for that?
No, there's no word.
There's not a word.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, we don't know.
But I mean, there was never a word for prequel before Star Wars, was there?
I don't know.
Any Star Wars news? Speaking of prequels,
probably some posters or some shit.
Yeah, nothing I've seen. Star Wars is coming out though. That's exciting.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see it. It'll be good. Good stuff.
It will be good.
I think
it's gonna be really good.
What's that?
The 1987 smash hit
Predator. Predator, right? We're talking about Predator this week.
Let's change it up. Let's talk about Predator.
It's too late. It's done. No, guys. Sorry. Now we're talking about 1987's
Like Father,
Like Son this week. Which is
Ugh.
a Kirk Cameron, Dudley Moore film from the 80s, as we mentioned. And yeah, would you So you had never seen this before at all?
No, I've literally never seen this movie.
Had you ever? Did you even hear of it?
No, it was never on my radar whatsoever.
See, I used to watch it when I was a kid. I don't remember. I don't remember watching it. Now, after having watched it, I don't remember any of it at all. But I used to watch it when I was a kid.
So you pretty much never saw it either.
I guess not. No, I think I wanted to watch it because I think I liked it because I liked Growing Pains.
Right.
So I was like, oh, Mike Seaver's in a movie.
This is gonna be great.
This would be great with Arthur. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I liked Arthur.
Right.
That made sense as a kid to watch that.
Sure.
But well, yeah, no. I mean, it was directed by Rod Daniel, who did Teen Wolf and K-9.
Yep.
So it should be a decent film, but it was
It's pretty bad.
It was pretty all right though. No, it was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad. All right, whatever. Let's just get into it. Here we go. So, just so much of us want to get into this.
I mean, we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Eventually, we have to. I mean, Predator was a really great movie.
Predator was really good.
Okay, so the movie opens. So the movie opens, and it's a guy in a desert, just kind of like limping around. This is the point where I'm like, are we watching the right movie?
Mm-hmm.
Because it goes on for a while, and he's struggling. He falls down. He's got like a wounded leg.
Yeah.
Native American guy picks him up.
Navajo.
Oh,
they mention it in the IMDb.
There you
credits.
go.
Yeah, whatever.
So he gets taken to a village, and the guy, who we later learn his name is Earl, Uncle Earl.
Yep.
He's whining. He's bitching.
He's crying like a baby.
My leg. So then Arnold in Predator
Mhm.
starts. To...
No. The old switch up. I get it.
Yeah.
So then he's crying about his leg,
Right.
and so they feed him some potion that transfers his consciousness to the gentleman, the Navajo guy who had taken him, that had
Yep.
saved him from the desert. Transfers his consciousness to him.
Yep.
So then he's able to, be calm and have his leg healed, and then they switch bodies back, and he goes home. So we meet Dudley Moore and Kirk Hammond's characters,
Right.
Jack and Chris Hammond.
Yep.
Jack is a doctor, and he's tutoring his son, Chris, who is a
High school senior.
a high school senior, tutoring him for his exam in science or whatever, so he can become a doctor just like him.
Yep.
And what do you think about these guys? How do you
But-
feel about them?
Well, it's the most stereotypical, like, you got your buttoned up doctor. He's
Mhm.
actually the most pristine surgeon in the hospital.
Oh,
they,
yes,
they have
he-
to mention that.
Right, yeah, he's got the best hands.
Yep, he's due up for a promotion.
Yeah,
to
he's gonna be chief of medicine.
Yep. And his son is, the slacker. He's laid back.
He's an
and-
idiot.
yeah.
He's an idiot.
Well, we learn how much of a fucking idiot he is.
Oh
later.
yeah. So after having failed his test, or not failed his
Yeah,
test,
you gotta see on
he
it.
got to see. He got to see on
But
his
his
test.
dad's that crazy.
His dad's that,
Yeah.
that much of an asshole. He what happens, man? They just
Yeah. So
what
Yeah.
happened? We just get I guess we get a glimpse in the day in the life of each of these characters.
yeah.
Chris, who is
He's madly in love with this girl Lori.
yeah,
He wants to take her to a concert.
right, exactly.
But she's got a boyfriend. Or
Rick.
Sort of boyfriend. Like,
Yeah, because he mentioned that they broke up later on.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Rick is
Yeah.
her boyfriend.
Rick is Rick's a character.
Yeah, he's good. I think we'll get into him in a little bit.
Sure.
We don't need to get into him.
and-
We can get him right now.
And also Chris has his best friend Trigger.
yeah,
It's a really cool name, by the way.
Yeah, it is a good
I
name.
was stoked on that.
Trigger, Clarence Trigger.
Clarence Trigger.
Yeah. So
But anyway, yeah.
that's portrayed by Sean Astin
yeah.
of Lord of the Rings.
Yep. So you have
fame.
you have like all of your foreshadowing of what's gonna happen
Uh-huh.
because Jack has to go in front of the board to get his promotion,
right.
and he mentions he's gonna do that tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Chris has his big track meet,
Right.
and he also has the date with Lori
Uh-huh.
tomorrow.
what could
Oh,
go
what-
go wrong?
yeah. Woo!
What could go wrong?
You know what can go wrong? A
Uncle.
mind transfusion serum.
Yeah. Right.
Was
so
that right? Mind transfusion?
It's a brain transfusion,
Yeah.
mind transfusion,
Whatever it is.
whatever serum. Yeah.
So yeah,
Because Uncle Earl, who we mentioned earlier, who was
Yeah.
out in the desert, he is uncle of
Trigger.
So he's been staying at their house for quite some time, and Trigger decides it's a good idea to steal some of the serum and bring over to the Hammond's household,
They test it out on the animals to
Which-
see if it works.
which it does.
Yep.
And the dogs and cats. they
And he's
switch.
got it in a Tabasco bottle
Yeah.
because everyone knows Tabasco, and it's clear, so everyone knows Tabasco is clear.
Not clear at all.
It's red.
So drunkard dad comes home after work and decides to make himself a Bloody Mary.
Yep.
Uh,
Put some clear Tabasco in
put
there.
that Crystal Tabasco that was popular in the 80s,
Yep.
just like Crystal Pepsi,
Just
and
pop it right in there. Yep.
just sucks it down.
Yep.
The next thing you know,
Stares at his son.
and they fucking trip out for like 5 minutes.
Dude, it's actually way too long.
It's so long that they just stare at each other.
And you got this terrible music playing, and Trigger is in the middle of it.
He's just standing there.
He's just standing there. They both look at him. They look at themselves. They look at each other. And then his dad just goes to sleep.
Yeah, yeah. So they switch their bodies out, and they don't do anything about it.
Nope,
Like,
they don't talk.
yeah, they don't
they-
they don't sit down and have a conversation about like what's gonna be happening, what they should do. They tell Trigger that he needs to find the antidote, and that's it.
Yep.
That's
Call it a night.
call it a night. See you later. But his dad, Jack, in the body of Chris, he does call it a night.
He does.
But
He just-
Chris, in the body of
Ooh.
Jack, he does not.
Chris in the body of Jack.
Chris in the body of Jack. No, he goes over to Trigger's house. Well, he takes his father's credit card.
Yep.
And he goes over
Which
to
is
Trigger.
his credit card
which is
now.
his- Nah, yeah. Fuck you, Dad. I'm you now.
Yep.
So
I'll
he goes
spend all
over
your
to,
money.
he goes and grabs Trigger, and they go out for a night on the town. Which, by the way, what time is it? Because I thought it was like late.
Who knows, man?
Yeah, and his parents are just cool.
It's the 80s, man. Everyone's hanging out all night long doing coke.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, and
Everyone's
I guess
doing cocaine.
yeah, and I guess Trigger's parents just don't really care about him because, they just allow him to just leave the house in the middle of the night.
Yep, no
with
big deal.
their friend, with his friend's dad. I guess he's a doctor.
Sure.
Yeah. So they go out, spend Jack's money.
Yep.
Uh,
Which is thousands of dollars. Like
what do they buy?
clothes and
Yeah, but they don't he only has that one outfit that we see him.
apparently bought the shit. You see the card sliding. Like
Yeah.
they have the montage of them buying shit.
Oh yeah, the receipts just
Yeah.
as long as my arm. And a lot of those charges for did you notice a lot of the charges for $13.99?
I didn't notice.
I did. Apparently that was a common price for things back in the day.
Back in 1987.
Yeah, it's like how much that's it.
$13.99.
How much for that how much for those cotton balls over there? It'd be $13.99. What about that pair of jeans? $13.99.
Ah,
That's it. That's how it was back in '87.
everything.
You remember? You were like 20 at that point, right?
yeah.
Because you're
What?
79.
Yeah.
So he goes out, and then they go out to the bar drinking.
Yep.
And this is when now at work with Jack, he meets. Now he has his boss, Dr. Armbuster. Armbuster? Is that his name?
That's pretty much his name.
Yeah, his name is Dr. Armbuster and Armbruiser.
Larry.
Larry, yeah, Larry, and he has a wife, Jenny.
Yep.
And they have this back and forth flirting like crazy.
She's not even flirting. She's like, I want your dick.
Yeah, it's like
It's
pretty,
really
pretty
weird.
straightforward. Like I had a dream about you last night. You were operating on me. Blah blah blah. I wonder what those hands could do if I was awake. Type stuff. And it's really creepy.
Yeah.
So Chris in the body of Jack then meets her out at the bar.
Yep.
That they're at, and then he basically says he gives her the open invitation that anytime you want it,
Yeah. Come
it's
on
here.
over.
And but this is the boss's wife, and I don't think he knows this.
No, he doesn't. He has no idea who she is.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's basically just
That's
This,
ridiculous.
just unlocking the doors to pain for later. You
Yeah.
know, it's all just a setup for what's gonna happen next.
Right.
So
Which his dad's doing the same thing in his body
yeah,
simultaneously.
hmm but he hasn't done anything yet.
Oh yeah, that's
He's
right.
just at home sleeping.
Yeah.
So
It's all
then
the next day. Yeah.
So he goes home. The next morning they wake up. Chris and Jack's body. This is confusing, right? Chris and Jack's body is drunk out in the lawn, and his father comes out, tells him, you're grounded, blah blah blah. Tells him you're not going to work today. This is you're not going to work in my body.
Yeah. This is a conversation they should have had the night before.
Yeah, they should have had this all worked out the night before,
Yeah.
knowing that it possibly wouldn't okay, maybe we'll wake up and we'll be back in each other's bodies. In which case, cool, life is normal. But should
If
that not
not-
happen, we should be doing this. Also,
Yeah.
by the way, give me my wallet that's in my jacket pocket on my body that you're inside of now.
Yeah, because he's a super strict dad. Why would he not even think about? And of course, I know it's probably the. Oh my god, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah,
There's that, but
yeah, you have the shock, I guess, of being in another
yeah,
body.
but it's the fact that there was no conversation.
No, they should have had at least
Yeah.
some conversation, but they didn't. So, he tells him not to go to work, but he goes to school. And he's
Because his plan is to go up there, show up everyone in his science classes,
right.
and he pretty much tells them as he's leaving, he's like, I'm gonna get you in college.
Yeah, he's like, I'm high school. How hard can it be?
Yeah.
Real hard.
Real hard.
Actually, it didn't seem that bad. He seemed to be
No.
pretty. I mean,
He was a dickhead, but he was
he was.
oh,
great,
he was
though.
an actual
He
dickhead.
was a great because previously before Chris had won a spot as the anchor of the relay race
Yep.
that would be happening the next day,
Right.
and so the guy who won it, Rick, Lori's boyfriend, he was pissed.
Rick's also like your most stereotypical 80s jock,
bully type
bully,
guy. Yeah.
gigantic guy.
Hey, dickhead.
Yep.
You better not ruin this for us.
You better watch your back, asshole.
Yeah. Oh, all right. We'll do it for the school.
Yeah.
Dickhead.
He literally calls him a dickhead twice in one sitting.
Yeah, it's great. And so when he pulls up to the school, when his father pulls up in his body, Chris's body, when he pulls up to the school and he's trying to, I like this scene a lot. when he's trying to like park.
Yeah,
But
that's
Rick's-
actually a great
When
scene.
Rick's in the way, and he's like, "Excuse me, I'm trying to park here. Could you move?" And Sean Astin's character, Trigger, he's like, he's like, "Oh, that's
Rick.
that's
oh."
Rick, whatever, man." He's like, I've never heard of him.
Just
He's like, I don't give a shit.
yeah,
And it's just like, and Rick's just like, what, huh?
yeah,
And it's just great. And so he goes to class, and he like, he shows up late because he doesn't know where the class is,
right.
which you pointed out, which I did like.
Yeah,
Also, how
it was
they
good
did that.
they did that because if they would have just had him immediately know where he was going, I would have been. I mean, not that it really would have mattered,
No.
but that was
Nah.
a good little touch.
Yeah,
to
it
do
was a
that.
nice touch. So he shows up late, and then he shows up the teacher.
Yep.
And then he shows up all the other teachers throughout the day, which then causes him to become an outcast because he's just
He's just
alienating
yeah,
everyone.
he's this super fucking book nerd all of a sudden, and
Mhm.
everyone's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, no one wants to talk to him. No one wants to be his friend.
Yep.
He botches the track meet
God,
because he
Yeah.
doesn't understand how a relay race works.
I guess.
Yeah, so he loses that for his son.
Yep.
And then everyone hates him because of that.
Yeah. See, like his son does some like negative things for him too. I mean,
He
but-
does a lot of negative things. They
Well-
do a lot of negative things for each other.
yeah. So all right, we don't like the whole plot. Like whatever.
Yeah.
I'm done talking about it. The
Okay.
fucking movie's terrible.
Okay.
But the overall thing about all these swap movies, like we mentioned in the
Mhm.
beginning of this fucking podcast, there's a million of these movies that do
Oh
this.
yeah, tons of them.
It's the point of they're supposed to fuck each other's lives up, then they're supposed to realize
Mm-hmm.
what things are important in each other's lives, and then you have your resolution where they kind of like try and fix it,
Mm-hmm.
or they do fix it, and then they swap back just in the right moment,
Right.
and then happy ending.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And just to kind of breeze right through the rest of this, and
Sure.
then we'll talk about it openly. They basically just fuck each other's days up.
Terribly.
Yeah. Chris tries to sleep with his boss's wife. Jack's boss's wife. Jack loses the competition or loses the race. Has
Also
a terrible date with the girl he's supposed to
botches
go
the
on.
date,
Gets his
yeah.
ass kicked by
Rick.
And then after all this, they decide that then finally Earl's been contacted. They go out to the desert to meet up with them to switch their roles around. But like you were saying, they've just ruined each other's lives.
Yeah.
And then even when they go back into their own bodies, like nothing's like
There's
resolved.
no resolution.
Yeah, like
His dad lost the promotion,
yeah,
which is fine, and then
but he's okay with
yeah, but then you never see how fucking shitty
the life of
the
Chris
life of the
became.
high schooler just became, because you can't come back from that. We've been in high school,
Yeah, I mean he's a senior, so I guess he's only got
however long, I guess. But
a few months or
Yeah.
a year, a few months. But yeah, I mean he lost the girl of his dreams. Now she ain't talking to him.
nope, he got his ass kicked. But then he did punch the kid down some stairs.
Yeah, so I guess that's good, unless he goes to jail.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like you said, like usually in these switch 'em up movies, they realize like one person switches with the other, realizes what faults that the other person has, and then
Right.
they try to sort of like bring them up from that.
Yeah.
Oh, I switch roles with my daughter, and I realize that she's kind of like she's a loner, so I maybe try to open her up a little bit more, type thing, or
yeah,
I'm switch roles, with my friends, and he's not getting laid, but I can get laid, so I'll go get him laid, and change this up. But then I guess when they switch back into their original bodies, it wouldn't make a difference what differences they made for their lives.
exactly.
So
So
maybe
they're gonna
this-
be the same fucking person anyway.
So maybe this movie kind of like hits it right on the head when it does this, because it doesn't really make a difference whether or not you change the life of someone else, because you're just yourself in a different skin.
Yeah,
So their life is still the same. You haven't changed the person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. It was definitely a watch.
it was a watch.
It was definitely a watch. And halfway through it, like I thought it was pretty decent. I actually kind of liked it. It wasn't until up until they switched roles, I thought it was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
But then they switched roles, and then it just became just such.
I think they overacted. I think both of them were overacting
yeah. Well, no,
the
I didn't.
other person.
See, I didn't mind Kirk Cameron's performance, or whatever, how his father was supposed to be him.
That's true. Actually, he was okay.
I liked
it
him.
was.
I liked him a lot, but
Uh,
we can get into that, I guess, if you want.
Well, we can get into it right now
All right. go
with a
ahead.
little segment I like to call Cracks the Can.
Okay, one of the things I want to mention is that they switched the roles of the cat and dog, right?
Sure.
What happens with that, man? What happened? They just stay
Forever.
like forever, like fucking who cares?
They're just animals.
I mean, come on, not just
Yeah.
animals. They're pets.
Yep. Well,
They're like they have feelings and stuff too, you know.
Hey,
but
man.
like they don't ever go back and
it's
like
the 80s. No
they
one
don't-
cares.
yeah, they don't
It's like
rehash
they don't care about women.
you definitely didn't care about women in this movie. But no, yeah, the dog and cat never really happened. And then also I want to talk about how, and then another crack that came moment for me was how they didn't like set any plan in motion for like what happened after they switched bodies.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, which
there was literally nothing.
like nothing at all. Like they just went to Jack went to sleep and Chris went out on the town.
Yep.
Sort it out, man. Sort it out.
Yeah.
You know, you don't just we'll get this tomorrow.
Yep. Well, the problem is they could have literally wrote in them sorting it out, and then he goes out on the town anyway. You know what I mean? They still could have had, because of course they wanted that, like, oh, well, you're the rebellious kid. You just
Yeah.
realize you have your dad's credit card.
Sure.
But yeah, have the scene that makes sense first.
Yeah.
So whatever. That was terrible.
Yeah, especially be like, all right, you know, you go to bed now, whatever. We'll get this tomorrow, and then he has like that sneak out scene, you know. Or
Right.
maybe it would have been even better if like Trigger had come over and been
Yeah.
like, hey man, you know, you got your dad's body, right? Let's go out, man.
You got your dad's body. It's so fucking weird.
Whatever, man. What else?
Yeah.
What do you got?
That was pretty much it. Well, other than writing that Chris becomes the biggest fucking idiot
yeah,
as a human being on the planet.
yeah. I want to talk about that for just. I want to talk.
I mean,
about
that's
that.
pretty much
I want
that is
I
the
want-
cracks the can.
I want
is-
to talk about that. Okay, so Chris is an idiot after having opened the invitation for Ginny, Larry's
God.
wife, to come over at any time. She does. She takes the invitation and she shows up at his doorstep. So he invites her in, and then just, you know, everything. How about a little music? He cranks on some fucking rock and roll as
Yep.
loud as he can. How about a drink? Throws her a
Bud
Bud
Heavy.
Heavy. Like, you know, lights the couch on fire, doesn't put it out, pushes the couch through the doors,
Smashes the doors.
smashes the doors with the couch, and then throws it in the pool.
Would he really do that?
What is, like, who would ever do this
Yeah.
stuff? Like, is it like, are we supposed to, like, see, the only thing I can think of is, like, because his teenage mind is inside the body of his father, right? So maybe his teenage mind is just so crazy with the idea of, like, getting laid that he just has no control over what he's doing. You know what I mean? And that's what's causing him to just light a couch on fire and then throw it outside into a pool. I heard that too. There's cats fighting outside. You know, and yeah. But then that's the last straw, I guess, if you want to say
So,
Bad.
what would you?
a do or don't.
Yeah, what would you go with? A little do or a little don't see?
I'm gonna go with the don't.
Yeah, hard don't for
I'm
me.
gonna go with the don't. I mean, there's plenty of switch 'em up movies out there that are worth seeing, probably.
Well, more than this one.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
What is it that Roger Ebert said about this movie?
Like Father Like Son is one of the most desperate comedies I've ever seen.
That about sums it up.
That's- it really does.
Yeah, I think that about sums it up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Sorry, guys. You
I
just got don'ted.
Ooh.
Don'ted on iTunes.
So speaking of which, yeah, guys, we are on iTunes now, so you can check us out there. We are still on SoundCloud.com/Two Guys with Four Eyes.
Still doing YouTube.
Still doing YouTube videos. We got the Instagram at Two Guys with Four Eyes, so you can check us out on all of those areas,
Every one of them.
all of those platforms, I suppose. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, write a review, whatever. Send us a comment.
Yeah. Tell us how much you hate it or
Tell-
like it.
Yeah, say, hey, you know what, guys? Learn to podcast, dickhead.
Have a good one.
Oh, and tune in next week as we're gonna be breaking down Under Siege.
Ooh, Steven Seagal.
yeah,
I'm
come-
so excited.
Yeah, me too. Actually, that's gonna be good. And in the meantime, take care.
Bye.